Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Nation, Barbecue Nation. I'm JT. My co host Leanne is off doing some serious food stuff in Atlanta this week. So I'm flying solo, but she'll be back next week. Coming to you, of course, from our Turn It, Don't Burn It studio here in Portland. We would like to thank the folks at Painted Hills Natural Beef, beef the way nature intended. You can check them out at paintedhillsbeef.com. Well, there's stuff coming up. There's always stuff coming up. But this stuff coming up is for the National Barbecue and Grilling Association's convention, which is going to be in Texas here in a few weeks. And I'd like to welcome back to the show our friend Kell Phelps, who's the head honcho at NBBQA. And also Barbecue News Magazine. Kell and I work together on a number of projects, and it's always a pleasure to have him back. So welcome back.
Man, always privileged to hang out with barbecue royalty. You and I hate Leanne is off doing real things today, but I understand how that works, no doubt.
She's actually working with her sister on an Outback Steakhouse shoot. Her sister is kind of a world-renowned food stylist
She is.
and does a lot of work in Hollywood and for the big major agencies and stuff. And she wrote Leanne, this shoot has been a week long. So
Okay.
yeah. So she's over there doing battle in Atlanta, kind of close to your home turf,
Yeah.
with the traffic and stuff. And so
Bless her heart.
I'm sure we'll hear stories when it's all done.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you've got the convention coming up. It's in San Antonio. Let me see. I got some notes here. So it's down there at how do you say that? Pedrati's Ranch?
Pedrati's Ranch. Yeah, man. New gold mine we found down here in San Antonio. Man, anytime we get to Texas, I get real jealous because there's not a whole lot of people around here and in this area that don't understand and know what real barbecue is all about. So
Right.
when you get into this, I guess barbecue mecca or whatever of the country, man, it's always a good time, but the eating is fantastic.
You know, they always say that some people are born with a silver spoon in their mouth. In Texas, I think it's brisket. you know,
Absolutely, man. 24 hours a day, 7 days, 8 days a week, whatever, how many they cram in there. But yeah, it's all about the beef down here, no doubt.
I'll confess something to you. When I first started my other occupation a long time ago, um, I did a lot of shows in Texas, and inevitably they would always take me to well, a couple places. One, they would take me to Lubby's Cafe or Cafeteria. You got to go there if you're in Texas. And then they would find a local barbecue shack, and a lot of times they were shacks. But the food was phenomenal. And that was way back in the 80s. I was 12. And that's how I got hooked on barbecue. Was down there.
You know what, man? That's the best place in the world to get hooked on barbecue because it's like I say, a lot of it's good. It's funny you say Shack, one of the places on our restaurant guide. We always do a restaurant tour on Wednesday. That kind of kicks off the convention. And wouldn't you not know it that one of the places is called Barbecue Shack. The Smoke Shack is one of the three joints we're stopping at. And matter of fact, me and Miss Janet are right here now in San Antonio this week, putting some boots on the ground, putting flyers out, and doing a couple of other local shows, letting folks know what's happening. And that's on our to-do list is to hit all three of those places one more time just to make sure they're up to par and ready for the barbecue kings and queens that are coming in.
Oh yeah, you're doing your due diligence and recon there. And
Oh,
when you talk about shacks, I remember one of the first ones they took me to, which we'll get back to the convention in a minute, folks. But I was way down in Southeast Texas doing a show, and the guy that kind of my security guard, if you will, that we called them stewards, he said, "I'll take you to lunch." And I said, "Okay." So we were in Katy, Texas.
Okay.
And we drove to it was a service station, a gas station that had long stopped pumping gas, but was pumping out barbecue. And I was just like, Stevie, what the hell is this place? I mean, because we hadn't set in foot. And he goes, "Don't worry about it. Trust me." I said, "Okay." Walk inside, and that smell, and it was outside didn't look so sharp. Inside was just perfect, and the food was phenomenal. So that's kind of what got me hooked, because I figured if you could do it in an old uh, oil trap grease pit cart, service station, you could do it anywhere.
Absolutely, man. Some of the I know the first time I ever went to Martin's up in Nashville, and it's an old gas station type deal. It had the glass roll up doors,
Yep.
on the side where they used to mechanic on cars, change oil and all that stuff. Still the same thing, man. And they let those doors up. It was springtime. It was a beautiful day, and you could smell that pecan smoke for seemed like forever when you got out of the car and started walking up to the line. And yeah, it was a tremendous deal. But yeah, the old car places, there's several of them across the country now that still incorporate the old roll up doors and
Oh yeah.
whole 9 yards. So
I had one in Kentucky too that was that way. We were up north of Louisville in a little town called LaGrange. We went to lunch one day, and I remember because this place was called Elaine's, I think. This was again a couple days ago. But we pulled up there, and there was, like you just said, Kell, there was a line to get in.
yeah,
It's 11:30 in the morning, and there must have been 30 people standing out there in line to get in. And I was like, and when you got there, they gave, remember those when you were in school, when you were a kid, those plastic trays that had the individual little compartments on it for your whatever they were,
oh yeah,
high carbohydrate crap they were feeding you that day, and some French fries, and then some sort of crappy cobbler, and maybe a slice of apple or something. They served their lunch on those.
yeah.
Yeah, it was great. Anyway, we digressed enough. Tell us about what's coming up at the convention. By the way, the convention is January 31st through February 3rd.
Man, if you're a barbecue enthusiast lover into the business of barbecue, man, you want to check this out because we've got something for everybody. Um, we're blessed to have some superstars of the live fire world with us hanging out. Al Fragoni will be in a couple of days. Alejandro's coming in, SMP Grillers out of Mexico. Man, Mel, the dark side of the grill, be hanging out with us. Mark Lambert, of course, from Sweet Swine of Mine World Championship team. Boars Night Out, those guys will be hanging out with us as well. But tons of live fire going on throughout the week. But we start on Wednesday, we end up on Saturday. Saturday will be a huge public day. Man, 17, 18 different live fire stations we're thinking we're going to have now going. A $75 ticket will get you a stop at each one of those stations with everything from tri-tip to shrimp and grits to, and I'm going to mess it up when I start talking all these Spanish names and
Just say,
dishes that are
just say
playing.
a lot of good pit masters and great food.
Great food, man. I'm telling you, I cannot wait. And even though I can't pronounce it, I know it's good because I've eaten it 100 times and I get in line every time to eat it again. So, but that's kind of what's happening on Saturday. Got a lot of classes Thursday and Friday going down. Even Meathead, our buddy Meathead's coming, teach us how to take better photography of our food. And can't wait to see that. And several different business classes coming as well. Whether it's marketing class, sauce and rub class, guys going to teach us the difference between doing co-packing and actually doing your self-packing on sauces. I didn't even know that was it was hard for me to believe, but FDA will actually, if you use one of their regulated kitchens now, you can actually cook your sauce up, bottle it, and get it ready to go for sale right through those FDA approved kitchens now. So
Yeah, we have those in Portland, and I've used them a few times over the years. You can rent them.
yeah, that's
And
it.
you
Yeah,
go in and book it for, 1 day, 10 days, whatever you need. And they're inspected, I won't say frequently, but enough to stay current and above the regs.
right.
And they're all stainless steel and, all that good stuff. And they've got, big stoves, big vats where you can, create your sauce. And they've got some bottling, mechanized components there to help you. A lot of times depending on the kitchen, you have to put your own label on it yourself,
Right.
but other than that, they're great.
Well,
And
man, when you think about when you first getting started now, I mean, you could spend 15, $20,000 and go to a co-packer and still not have a really good hold and a good order to get started with. You put $15,000 into a your own made stuff, and you're probably going to get 3 to 4 times the amount to start with.
right.
I think it's definitely an option for somebody getting into the sauce or rub business for sure.
Yeah, it's a tough gig, as you and I both know, but uh if you want to take it from your kitchen to a FDA approved kitchen, and that's in a way that's a baby step, but it's a smart step to do that. Anyway, Kell, we got to take a break. We're going to be back with Kell Phelps, talk more about the convention, the MBBQA food fest. I've been to one, and it's a lot of food. I can just tell you that. But Kell's going to stick around. We'll be right back. You're listening to Barbecue Nation. Welcome back to Barbecue Nation. I'm JT. Leanne is out on assignment in Atlanta, working with her sister, but you can follow her exploits out there on her Instagram page and her Facebook page. Just type in Leanne Whippen and they'll just come right up. And you can follow the show likewise on our different platform pages: Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Apple. If you just want to listen to the audio version and all that, also on um, X, formerly known as Twitter. That reminds me of Prince, the artist formerly known as Prince, that type of thing. So, or you can contact us, just barbecuenationjt.com. Go to that and send us a note and we will respond. Anyway, we're talking with Kell Phelps today. If you're really into barbecue and you don't have to be on the professional or the commercial side to go, I'm assuming, but that's where a lot of the big hitters will be coming up January 31st through February 3rd down at Pedrati's Ranch, just outside of San Antonio. So, what's the best thing about putting this on? You've done it now a couple, 3 times, and you've always been involved in it, but now it's your baby. What's the best and the toughest?
Man, I got to be honest with you. The best is when you finish up on Saturday afternoon and you get to take a deep breath because it's a lot of work. People have no idea what all goes into putting, I call it a puzzle together. And you're trying to make a combination of different events and roll them all into one big event. And you always learning, you always making mistakes, but when you get done, that relief that you've actually done it, you're done for a little while. That's that's a huge relief, especially when you don't have people cussing or throwing shoes and stuff at you. I mean, thank the good Lord, I have yet to have that happen. I'm sure I've had some people talk pretty bad about me, but they hadn't come to me and just screamed and yelled at me in my face. So, but the best part, without a doubt, is being able to call on some of these people and know that no matter what you need, they're going to be there and help you do it, because it's not about, at the end of the day, it's not about us. It's about our members and helping them succeed in no matter what aspect of barbecue they're doing. And when you see those guys take another level or another step up closer to what they want to do, whether it's catering, sausage rub, restaurant deal, becoming an ambassador for different products, a competitor, anything they do, if it comes from something that we've done and they've gotten better or got tips or tricks or whatever, and they say, yeah, man, I learned that at NBBQA, National Barbecue and Grilling Association, their convention, then to me, that's the best part. When that, I don't know, I guess it's like a chef and you serve something really good and the guy's like, perfect, magnificent, whatever's dead on. I think that feeling's kind of the same there. So
I think it's good when you finally clear off the customer service information table, pack that up, put it in the truck, close the door, turn in the key, and head east. You're going, okay, I'm good.
well, till you wait till you get home and then the answer machine's full of hey, I forgot this and I need this, and then you realize, but yeah, that 8 to 10 hour trip home is usually usually a big deep breath. So it's all worth it, no doubt.
So, do you stop at a Bucky's when you hit Georgia? It,
Dude, man, we keep Bucky's every time. I mean, now there's a couple in Georgia, couple in Alabama, Tennessee. Definitely when we get to Texas. But man, we've saved some money just buying their fuel, but we've lost money when we go in the store and we buy all the other crap they got.
you know what? So, I had never been to one, and when it came back to the Jack and saw you and everybody there,
Yeah.
and my wife and I stopped at one north of Atlanta just before you got to the Tennessee border, I think. And because my sister-in-law was telling me, she said, go in there and get their, chopped brisket sandwich and all that. And I did. It was good. It was very good. But what sold me was I had never seen so much damn beef jerky in one place in my life. They had a whole meat counter full of different flavors of beef jerky. And some of it I think maybe they had some buffalo or yak or something else in there, God knows. But yeah, we lost money on that trip. I'll put it that way.
Always, man. You can't go in the buggies. You save money on fuel because there's 400 pumps out there, and they're pumping 1,000 gallons a minute, whatever. But yeah, when you walk in the store, they're like getting every bit of it back that you saved at the pump.
Yeah, they just look at you, smile, and go, "Gotcha. Can we help you?"
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
It's all good. Um, you talked about some of the speakers. You've got Tuffy's going to be basically your keynote speaker. You got Meathead's going to be doing photography. By the way, you better be on your toes if you take Meathead's class. I know him very well. We're buddies. We talk about photography, not so much on the show, but off the air type thing. He's got a new
Right.
book coming out. Actually, I think they're trying to turn it into 2 books. But the point is,
Wow. Okay,
he
news, man. I'm getting some news right here. Jot that.
yeah, and he this new book, he's done all the photography himself. And Leanne and I were fortunate. He sent us some proofs of some of the dishes and stuff. They're all his recipes too, of course. And this is different than his science book because this one is recipe oriented and all that. But like I said, if you're going to talk to Meathead about photography, you better be paying attention.
Yeah, absolutely, man. He's people don't realize, Meathead is he's been doing this a long time. This ain't his first rodeo.
Yep.
And he is a he's a very educated man, not just in the barbecue world, but he knows how to get things done and make it done right. And just like you guys, I've seen a couple of the proofs, and man, I cannot wait to get a peek at this thing in its finished version. And like I say, I've only seen a couple pages and was blown away at the concept of what's happening there and how it's coming. So
I know one day he was on the show and we were kind of talking about it. And of course, Leanne was on with us too. And he and I go way off in the weeds. Like, were you layering those? And when were you triple time exposure and all this photography stuff that we talk about? Cause I'm a photographer too. And I could just see Leanne over on her screen. She's just sitting there staring at us like, what do you come back?
Yeah, right. And
Yeah.
you do that, man. Some of the new technology, I will say this, the new technology and cameras, mirrorless stuff, has tremendously helped the average photographer, shoot better stuff. But man, if you really, really don't know what you're doing and you got a good camera, you're probably going to screw it up worse than just using your iPhone now, which makes a tremendous camera on those phones for sure. So,
well, Kell, when I started taking pictures, which was back in college, my iPhone is 10 times better than the expensive cameras I started with a couple of weeks ago, like that. Anyway, real quick, because we're going to run out of time. Give us the highlights again.
Highlights again, man. So we're going to start Wednesday. We'll start off with a bus tour. Wednesday night, welcome reception, Prairie Fresh. We're going to have a little throwdown of live fire deal. Going to have two guys going at each other while we partake of some hors d'oeuvres and get to watch them throw down. And there'll be a championship belt presented there at the end. But Thursday, Friday classes where we're learning different things, any and everything to know about barbecue. We'll touch on that subject as a little bit. Meet the masters. We always have the one-on-one session. Man, that's probably one of my favorite sessions where that's almost a speed date in a barbecue. We set these masters down at a table and everybody gets to go and sit down with them and chat with them for about 5-7 minutes and ask anything they want to of them. That'll be happening on Thursday. And of course, we always eat good. We just got done at Pedrali's Ranch meeting today and finished up menus and such as that, having prime rib to eat Thursday night during the Awards of Excellence deal. Having a brand new business we get to introduce, Success Seasonings with Dan Arnold and the Sucklebusters gang. We'll introduce their new business of private labeling and all that, as they'll be sponsors of that event for Thursday night, where we recognize all those sauces, rubs, and books and photographs and all that work that people's put in over the last year. And then of course it all ends up on Saturday with a huge live fire tasting public day. Those tickets will be $75 and you'll get about 15, 16 different booths of samples of all kind of good treats.
There you go. Kell Phelps, National Barbecue and Grilling Association. Did you take grilling out of the title?
No, sir.
Okay. And barbecue news, Meg. Thanks, buddy. Good luck. I won't be there this year, but have fun.
Hey, man, thanks as always for having us, and keep it smoking till next time, brother.
There you go. Thanks, Kell.